Abusuya Professor bi a yɛfrɛ no Samuel Akenya ɛde nsɛm bi aba abɛto abɔnten. Na wakyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm mu sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ NAPO withdraw as NPP vice presidential candidate. Ɔde nkyerɛmu aba ne nyinaa yɛ concerning Dr. Kwame Nkrumah nsɛm a NAPO ɛkɔkɔ ka ɛwɔ Kumasi. Nti wohwɛ ase na story ne tie. Ɔse Professor Samuel Akenya, Dr. Opoku Prempeh's NPP vice presidential candidacy must be withdrawn. For just as much as the date of February 24th is remembered and etched in the annals of Ghana as one very destructive day of infamy, by now, Ghanaians should expect that our beloved country should and will have settled and healed from the pains, wounds, and the intensely divisive rivalries and animosities which the date gave birth to during the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Enti, sawuti ensema professor yi kamu haseya o kaye da omutu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah mamu eguye. Da omutu Kwame Nkrumah amamu ye den eguye. It was on 24th February. And I ought say, baby I away dear anka esese o yaw na Ghana ye di ye no ebra omutu Kwame Nkrumah mamu nka o yaw no eye den ehili. And I say, Oya brasi. That is how I will make it. It said, Wo yawo wa kumamu na oya na yeden abafum. They say, Hano, o kai yensen when you person just say, Kwame Nkrumah yetu Kwame Nkrumah ban yeden etubuye edi oya ba Ghana fo bebremu. Ti anka at least can ni kwanse na posan yeden eka yaw. It is also culminated in the public executions in its aftermath. All the pains and angst of the day were solely based on fabrications, utter disrespect, dishonesty, and the rudely framed misleading information that poisoned the minds of the people. At the time, the narratives festered while unchecked, leading to that infamous date of February 1996. Abantu gono koso February 24th, 1996, February 1966, yeah. Most of the erroneous information is now considered as classified. Disrespecting the icon Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Today is June 9th. In the generation as well as a new millennium, also a date of public dismay, one reverberating will be inordinate fabrications, hostility, and disrespectfulness towards Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who is sadly solemnly stilled in the sepulchre. The national controversy had at its birth at the ancestrally venerated semi-sacred palatial residence of the Royal Majesty Otumfuo Nana Osetutu, the Museum of Menshia Palace, and Palace of Pride, Dignity, and Truth-Telling also, of proud incidents and glorious baronial account. The attempt by His Royal Majesty was to prepare the candidate for the officious role of Vice President as much as neutralize the candidate's rudeness deficit. To the contrary, in the most polite and culturally refined conduct as well as a revered paternalistic favor, Otumfuo at the minimum anticipated the coming onslaught. His exact words were carefully chosen for the bath of history, civics, political science, and speech making. Indeed, a timeless piece of advice. In his characteristic sonorous tone, he lamented, and I lived. He was under my watchful eye here at Menshia during his adolescent years. Of late, I have received group reports that claim you as insolent, rude, and disrespectful. And the ahano This professor is quoting a friend is saying Utumfo or starting from beginning now or their cop. Or church near a buy. One or say Utumfo name na pusubain. Utumfo name near Crofo Kafanapo. Or you arrogant, or more dear, or ye jay, why you say a hantaya yanma, just say disrespectful person. And Utumfo who said this is the perception that people have about NAPO. Te mamin to the fool. And China say, Sa Samia man for Kafound and Manin Yaho. Sa perception your man for war found and Manin Yaho. So no matter what, so now we in Kim. According to this professor, was say, Otumfo Kasa Yano. And Nina na podisha Otumfo na san and Nina quiet then a disrespectful to Otumfo. Just say na point respect to Otumfo two no few according to this professor in this article I make an joy. Also na push Otumfo and Nibi. Was no woman she honumbi or who ye and Nia na podisha Otumfo. And you shall say he was under my watchful eye here at Menshia. Technically, he was there. During his adolescent years of late, I have received group reports that claim you as insolent, rude, and disrespectful. Lamentation of sheer utter and stiff arrogance. My response is, I do not know of you in this way. We have talked in private, but it bears repeating. If the reports are true, then you need to control and maintain the calm for me. Do not bring any regrettable outcome for Dr. Bawumia. My counsel to you is to follow Dr. Bawumia with clear and vigilant humility and obeisance. Quotations closed. Nti mukaya Otumfo asema no kan say oh yana yehwe wo manhia ha yanimse na ye den yehwe wo ma wonyini ye yetetew asema omanfo bi kika fa wo no enye sa na otie na po okwa Bomodian bre once Bawumia nye den embe regreti and I Bawumia nunu hunse or chusu as no random meat. We nyina na ya afutu sema na podiye den Otumfo the man apo. Was ladies and gentlemen, Ghanaians, the rising tide of diasporans and all who admire Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, this rather polite quote should and ought to have been extremely warm, ominous, and rather affectionate paternal tide from not only an elder, let alone the foremost king of the land. It should have been enough, but not for Dr. Prempeh. As clearly as daylight, Dr. Prempeh gave His Royal Majesty a negatively disrespectful, daring glaze. Those of us in academic training in perceptions could descend through the haze. And say, Ahana na America no. Or say, Otumfo ekasa wiye no. Na poye bi dinani hwe na style bi. Omwa people like Professor Samuel Akenya no. Muwo academic training muno enim saade no ne kire ne na poye no e kan one e kan nyam na meka wase ne na poye no e wase kire omo academic training no they knows the meaning. They disrespect. All this was proceeded by His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who very gracefully delivered a quasi farewell note to Otumfo in the presence of dignitaries, high members of Ashanti royalty, eminent guests whose appearance was to bring full-hearted public endorsement to a soiled candidate. His Excellency promised a proper visit to pay Otumfo proper gratitude of his heartwarming support and also affability during the tenure of presidency. But he too made another polite reference to Dr. Prempeh's royal ascendancy. I must mention that too should have been a zero-sum game. His Majesty, I introduce you to the man of the hour. He originates right from here, your own Atmentia and under your help. He is Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, your kith and kin. Quotation closed. So, Dr. Prempeh had two very distinct and privileged instructions by the first executive of the country, primitively followed by the solemnly paternalistic cautionary tale of foreboding gloom, a firm signal for him to heed. But no, he paid no reciprocity to the two gameful and full-throated remarks. Just as Dr. Prempeh took the microphone, he injected the insult that brought back painful memories of February 1966. And he was saying, Ghana for the Nanka Yedwin Yahundada. Yanya Yadwin said, or Yauna, SC 1966, your friend saying, or side for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, year 2 now by Nguyelo. And yadi. And to say, Mampeni Akufo-Addo be kasaye, otumfo tu ne fuwie yo mo free by Shabam, Mampeni Akufo-Addo ko kasaye na pobeji microphone na, or Chabo Kwame Nkrumah, ama Ghana for yaw na ewe mu since omo ye den. Omo tu Kwame Nkrumah ba Nguyelo. Sa or yaw na sa ba ye mu bio. Your Kwame Nkrumah cited by Opoku Prempeh. 2. Since 1957 till now, not a single head of state has developed Ghana to the tune of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, cited by Dr. Prempeh. It was clear that not a single word of gratitude to His Royal Majesty Otumfuo for his well-crafted, well-intentioned, and well-delivered opening remarks. It is well proven that Dr. Prempeh is an ungrateful individual. And to assess an seminar, Otumfuo kachire no mention tu no funo. Opoku Prempeh ko jina stage no so kan sa asem no. Chese oye ungrateful ye nipa na ni nso ade no nsanya de emu ade nka ho. His use of the prefix for your Dr. Kwame Nkrumah connotes a definitive departure from himself from being a unifier, not a consensus builder, but evoked the painful legacy of Matimehun separate, a denigration of the spirit of the late erstwhile president. And if you take a look at speech, this professor, your friend, Samuel Akenya, he is trying to say that when necessary. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, vice presidential candidacy, sign. Because 1, party no one dear party no crop for 2, or bow tomb for an tier, 1 4 tomb for foot 2 and 3, what disrespected Kwame Nkrumah. Now that statement your Kwame Nkrumah alone no crown, a word be a sign the or yaw a Ghana for. It remembered Ghanaians of how they overthrown Kwame Nkrumah's governance in 1966, 24th February. And you know, when also an original so are there, they are making a statement. And they be American. They be American. And Nkrumah no bet Jina Muji Famudi Mayan, you disrespected that person. Kwame Nkrumah tea. And they were democracy wa Ghana. From 1957, Oji Fahundi Mai. Kwame Nkrumah mentality was that Mebo Modi Namaka Africa, Bob Nafema leading Africa. That was his mentality. Now Kwame Nkrumah. Now the perception was not now your friends say now Ghana Ghana Nkwasu. Do na Ghana no free, but now person united the whole Africa na bako. No really. By now, Europe for mum nebe fat desert so Africa. Kenya ye nebe free Africa fat desert aura Europe. That was Kwame Nkrumah's mentality. And a year two na by yede eguye. Sadly share Ghana for yaw. Until unless one of freedom be vice president and the own kawanutum, ube disrespect this adwipan. A ban saying, and a better. Teluna originals wakase, they said NAPO vice presidential candidacy. Yeah, sign. Just say na go funny pafu from. Medini King fantastic. A high Ghanaian Citizen TV. So, as I mean, what is your take on it? You can pass your comment.